Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be looking at my top 5 favourite decks of cards, and let's get into it. So these decks of cards are my favourite for various reasons. Some are very unique, some have a bit of a story behind them, and some just feel amazing, so that's why I've made it on to the top 5. So first up we have the House of the Rising Spades. Is printed by Cartomancer, and cold foil blocking was used instead of the more traditional hot foil blocking, which you see typically on more USPCC decks, and Cartomancer do offer it. What makes the cold foil blocking different is with the hot foil blocking, it's pretty much almost like a mirror, gold mirror when you print on the back of it, whereas with these you can actually see the card material and texture on it, which is something I really like. It also doesn't impact the handling, because that is something that the whole hot foiling does, and you can't see an imprint on the other side. This was designed by Lorenzo and is produced by Stockholm 17, his company. He produces a lot of great decks. This particular version is the V2 reprint, which recently came out, and there's still some available. So if you did want to pick one up, I will leave it in the description. The design of this deck is very unique. It has a unique design theme throughout the deck. The gold borders on this add an extra special touch, and they just look incredible in fans. In terms of handling of the deck, it is printed by Cartomancer, so you know it's going to handle great. I'm not entirely sure what stock and finish it is, but you can feel it's great. It feels like a Cartomancer deck. Fans great, but obviously that's straight out of the box. Have to see how it wears up, how it progresses over time. I haven't actually used this that much, so I wouldn't be able to tell you how resilient it is or durable it is. If we do take a look at the tuck box, the tuck box is, as you would expect, amazing. You got matte tuck box, foil elements. I mean, there's not much else to say about that. But this really, I just love the gold. It's such a shiny deck of, it's shiny. What can I say? It's shiny. It's gold, shiny, that's it. That's it. Next up, we have the Verts playing cards. So this is the first edition Verts, but I'd actually say my favourite would be the Spring-Summer 2014. I hope that's the right one. The orange and blue one. I couldn't find it right now because I've recently organised my cards away. Organised, yeah, I can't find anything. But that was my first custom deck I bought from America. The Spring-Summer 2014 Verts deck was kind of my first cardistry deck. It's the first deck I bought specifically for cardistry, and it was my first custom deck from the US. I had some illusionist decks, but I bought them from the UK. Just the first time as a kid importing something from the US, and it was first kind of big purchase I spent. I bought 6 decks at the time, which at the time was a lot for me. I managed to get them directly from Verts, so they weren't too expensive. It was one of the first kind of geometric designs to make it to the market. This was, I have no idea, I think it's 2012 this deck came out, this particular one. And then the Spring-Summer edition is when I first got into cardistry. The Verts videos were amazing. They went, when the Verts videos released, I watched them so many times, so it kind of brings back a sense of nostalgia, I guess. And when I actually got my first Verts deck, I used that till it was dead. I still have it somewhere, but it's got creases all over it. It's dead. But yeah, so I guess it does kind of bring back a sense of nostalgia. And the videos they made were incredible. So it was just they made the deck look so nice. So it's just, yeah, so those reasons, it's just one of my favourite. And yeah. Next we move on to this, which you will all recognise probably, maybe. Oh. Okay, there we go. The Sword playing cards, deluxe edition. So these guys, I mean, design incredible, highly detailed. The tuck box, I just broke it. I'll have to fix that later. As you can see, they're not very durable, or I should have been more careful with it. When you bought the deck off Kickstarter, it did come with a deluxe edition, which had the special tuck case, and a standard edition, which was a normal USPCC tuck case. So that's the one you would probably use every day. This should probably just be kept on a shelf, but I like to use my decks, but now I have to try and fix this. I'll fix that later. But yeah, design amazing, handling amazing. The reason this is one of my favourites is the tuck box style. This was the first time they kind of incorporated magnets into it, because they had previous editions with similar tuck box styles, like the Parasol Tree deck, but this is the first time it actually had a magnet Wow. Okay, I need to stop playing with this magnet instead of like a lid on top. And the sword deck, I just love it. Love the detailing on this. The blue and black works very well. Just an all-round great deck of cards. Durability, not great, but I mean, it's kind of more of a display piece, so, but it's incredible. So, there. Next up, we have the Aurum playing cards. Ooh. This is not a very common deck of cards. This is by Encarded. I did collect playing cards for a bit, so I guess this was one of the decks I got from that, but it looked amazing, so I wanted to get one of them. I actually got two of them at the time, so I think I got them for like £12. Pretty sure they're now like something stupid like £200 on eBay, so glad I got them when I did. One of the things that makes this deck so special is that when it first came out, it was one of the first decks to use a die cut tuck box, so it wasn't just a normal tuck box, had a little die cut out in it, which looked really great with the back design. I mean, the deck itself is purple, it looks really nice, it's got gold detailing, it's very ornate, very luxurious, and it looks incredible in fans. It's got loads of details, it's even got details behind on the white, so like, you know how usually decks just have a white border, this has got gold detailing in the white border, so it looks amazing. It's fully custom and it looks great. I mean, I'll just show you some pictures and some clips of this, and I mean, you can see for yourself that it looks great, and it features metallic inks, and yeah, that's it. So now we have got to the top, my favourite deck of cards. This is not necessarily the best, this is not necessarily the deck of cards that I think looks the best, but it is the deck of cards I would actually use the most if I had like an unlimited supply, and that is Blue Seal Studs. My favourite deck of cards, Blue Seal Studs. So in terms of the design, not anything too special, but they still look really nice. They are traditional design, but the blue colour, I mean it's blue, but it's still really nice. In terms of the faces, they feature Arco faces, which is slightly different, so it kind of breaks the tradition, and it's a little bit more interesting than your standard deck of cards, but at the same time it still kind of feels like a deck of cards, and maybe if you're performing cardistry, it's not going to be too like, oh, he's using a trick deck, because this deck does look traditional, so if you do perform, it's great for that. It feels incredible. It was printed at the Ohio factory, so before 2009 and before USPCC moved to Kentucky, and it's an old printing method on the old machines, I think. I know it's the old machines, not sure about the printing method, but the Ohio decks do feel a lot better. I mean, that's generally the consensus if you ask a lot of people, and I just really like the way the Blue Seals feel. They're soft, they break in really nicely, they fan. I have a deck which I used so much, it still fans amazingly, so I mean, that's why I love it so much. I could just carry this in my pocket all day and I would use this all day because it just feels incredible. Durability wise, they hold up as good as a USPCC deck does, but even when they get to like their end of life and you've completely destroyed them, they still perform well. I mean, they're still great fanning decks. They're not as rigid, so maybe cuts or maybe like large structures in your cuts would be more difficult, but still absolutely amazing for fanning, and they just feel incredible, even better when they're broken in because they're really nice and soft. It depends if you like springy or soft decks, but I prefer softer, less elastic decks. Yeah, so that's it. The only kind of problem with this deck is that they are hard to get because they are pre-2009. They are a lot of people do like the deck, so the value increases. I think they're sitting at about £20. I think you can get one for about £20, $20. So it's not too bad. They haven't like gone crazy up in price like some of the other decks here. But yeah, so this is kind of, I guess, an affordable deck. So that was my top 5 favourite decks of cards. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.